it's Drybear. And Lost Ark has been making a comeback in 2025. Their goal, after the game has been out for such a long time, has been in development for such a long time. It's still even on the Unreal Engine 3, so it's been around for a while. But I still think it is one of the best PvE combat experiences you can get in any MMO, and some of the best, if not the best, raid encounter design that you can find in any MMO on the market or even in the future. Like, their core combat and raids are exceptionally strong. However, they've been shrouded in a wide range of opinions on the game, mainly because the game itself is a game where you can spend money to advance your character and get stronger, and they also have a lot of systems in the game that try to really make it hyper competitive on how you progress, how fast you progress, and in order to progress further, it usually has taken a large amount of your time and effort in order to do so. So what they've been doing in 2025, as I'm sure a lot of people out there played Lost Ark in 2021, 2022, when it came to the West through AGS, had since stopped playing because of the rat race that they were on, might be interested in kind of hearing what they've been doing to make the game better, more accessible, and less grindy into 2025. So yesterday, we just got a massive update for Lost Ark that reworked the daily process for gaining your materials and progressing your character. So I want to walk through exactly what's different and why I think it's important in case you are interested in giving Lost Ark, which is still free to play, another try. So let's first talk about the new edition of Paradise, which is their attempt to revamp your daily progress, your daily activity. So if you didn't know, you had a whole bunch of different things you could do in Lost Ark that you would have to do every single day and every single week if you wanted to progress in general. One of those is your Chaos Dungeons, which you would go through just a wave setup of monsters that keep rushing towards you over and over. You kill them and you get some of your needed materials for the week, and you would want to do this once, or it used to be twice. You would do it twice every single day for all of your characters. In many cases, people had 6+ characters that they had to do it on for this. Now, the Chaos Dungeons, or the tier 4 version, Curzon Front, those are staying, and this went down from 2, you get your value out of doing 2 of these a day. It went down, a couple patches ago to 1. So with tier 4, Curzon Front, you only do 1. It's very fast, it's very easy. You jump in, you run through the challenge, you clear out the whole Curzon Front, and you're done. And this is a 1-day activity per character. It's super fast, like I mentioned. You just go from one end of the map to the other, and you just get to destroy mobs and fight through things, which is super easy. And I actually find it a lot more enjoyable than Chaos Dungeons were before, just because it does seem to have a steady flow of monsters, a large amount of buffs that trigger, and you're just kind of going through and mowing down hordes of monsters, which feels really good. Now, you also have your Guardian raids, which is doing like a mini raid every single day. Now, again, as it was before, you used to have to do 2 of these every single day. Now you really just do 1, and this gives you tradable materials that you can gain, which is really nice. So again, this going down from 2 a day to 1 a day, and then, the Chaos Dungeons going down from 2 a day to 1 a day per character. It means that you can play more than 1 character if you want to. I imagine most people are just kind of playing 1 or 2 if they're playing casually. The super hardcore sweats are playing a full roster of 6+ characters, but I think that burned a lot of people out very quickly. So reducing the Chaos Dungeons down to 1 a day, reducing the Guardian raids down to 1 a day, and then focusing on the experience and having lots of really good rewards, I think is a really nice change. Now, the other thing that got reworked with this is going to be Una Dailies. So this one was something that, honestly, I kind of have just written off. I mean, I've been playing Lost Ark off and on for the better part of the last 4 or 5 years. I have, over 5,000 hours in the game, and so I've definitely just gotten to the point where doing my Una Dailies is just completely autopilot. So what you would do here is you would grab your daily quests. You pick this up in this menu, and this is where you would get more materials to progress your character, like actual honing materials to make your character stronger. You would get from these. So every single day you would get on a character, you would trigger your guild login, you would do your Chaos Dungeon twice, you would do your Guardian raid twice, you would do 3 Una Dailies every day, and then you would switch characters and do the same activities again over for as many characters as you have the stomach to do. So Chaos Dungeons going down to once a day, Guardian Raids going down to once a day, and now Una Dailies have been completely replaced. So if you look at the Una Dailies on the quests here, look at the middle of the screen. As I tab through these, you'll notice that all of these Una quests have the exact same rewards. They no longer give bonus materials. They no longer give progression materials. In fact, the only reason you would really want to do daily quests now is to get the reputation bonus, which is a one-time reward. So when you do a certain daily quest enough times in a row, you will get benefits and rewards that are good for your account. And once you're done, you're done. So now these Una dailies, these daily quests, are pretty much just a one and done, like long-term progression thing that will slowly get wiped out. And you don't even need to do them if you don't want to, unless there's like a very specific reputation reward you need, like getting an enlightened potion or something like that. So what did they replace the Una dailies with? They cut the Chaos Dungeons in half, they cut the Guardian Raids in half, and they killed the need to do daily quests. So your daily uptake on one character is significantly lower, but they did introduce a new daily mechanic that you'll want to do called Paradise. So if you go to your activities screen, you'll notice that this Paradise thing is down here, this big blue button, and this is actually not really a daily thing as it is more of a weekly thing, but it's kind of in between, right? So you get these available attempts to enter, and there are 3 different levels for Paradise. There's Elysian, there's Crucible, and there's Hell. And it has its own progression system as well. So you will get a flat amount of 5 attempts to enter into the first layer of this event or of this activity. Every single week you get 5 of them. However, by doing various other activities every single day, you can get additional tickets for additional attempts to get additional loot, depending on what you do, and you can like scrap items, get more attempts and stuff like that. So this is going to be like a kind of in between daily and weekly thing that you're doing. And it also has leaderboards with other bonuses and events and things that you can do as well. So what is Paradise as a mode? This is it's an agnostic mode that doesn't take into account any of your character power. It is its own like roguelite mode, which means that like your transcendence, your elixirs, your armor, your combat power, your attack power, like all of those things, your engravings, none of those apply when you're inside of Paradise. They are all wiped out. And the only thing that powers your character up is these right over here. It's your Paradise only gear. You don't have to commit to memory any of the names of these items or the stats or whatever. All you're doing is you're jumping in, doing the Elysian Paradise, completing it, getting loot, and then upgrading the slot of the loot that is in it, and then making your character stronger. So you'll notice here, like at the bottom, you actually have this Paradise power. It is a roguelite power setting that shows how strong your character is inside of the Paradise mode. So you'll boot into the first layer, and it is a single platform. Like you're not running around, you're not looking for quest markers, you're not doing anything. You're literally just load into this singular platform and fight a couple waves of enemies. It's very fast, it's very easy, but as you kill these enemies, you'll notice that those gear items that are unique to this roguelite mode are dropping regularly. They will have random stats and random rarity, and you will sometimes get really high rarity drops that are big upgrades for you that give you a massive increase in power in general. You'll notice in the top left, you have a timer, so 2 minutes is the max time, very short form content, super easy to do, and then you can do, you know, multiple attempts in a row without leaving. Unless you want to go up a level, then you can go up a level, and the levels themselves are time locked so people don't get too far ahead of each other. But if you're a whale that spent $10,000 on the game to be as strong as you can be, and your friend is someone who doesn't spend any money in the game and has way less power than you do, it's all equalized inside of Paradise. And the goal of this mode is to give people a new activity to, you know, brighten things up, freshen things up, but also give them a way to gain resources. So as you do the clear on Paradise, you will get progression materials that you can use to make your character stronger for real when you go into raids and things like that. So the first layer of Paradise is just doing these levels, getting gear, and then putting that gear on or dismantling it. You can go to material extraction here. If you get excess, you can dismantle them. This gives you items that allow you to upgrade the slots for these as well. And if you dismantle them, you can also come over to the Paradise vendor and then use the dismantled items. So like this is the quality of the item you dismantled. You can use it to get essence, which allows you you to get more attempts. So again, this is kind of where it bleeds in between weekly and daily. You can take the items that you dismantle, you know, create paradise essence from them, and then get another attempt. So even though you're out of attempts, you can get more attempts and then just keep going back in and going over and over. And you kind of have like this mid-max on like whether you want to keep doing more attempts or not based on how much progress you've made that day/week. So that's the first layer. Very small map, super fast, very easy to clear. And then that will periodically drop Crucible challenge tickets, which is an entrance into the next layer of hell, the next layer of this paradise here, which is the Crucible. So this is a boss rush. It is literally a singular boss. You have 60 seconds to kill it. It is purely a test of how much paradise power you have and how fast you can kill the boss. That's it. You get a timer on it. If you can kill the boss at all before the 60 seconds is up, you get a whole bunch of resources. You get, you know, materials, entry ones, you get paradise items. You also get like bonus for crafting and leveling your character up, which is really nice. These level goes up, they go up and they get harder and harder as you go along. And there's also a leaderboard as well to see how fast your class, like it's scaled by class. So like whatever class you're on, you can see what the record is for how fast they kill the boss. And remember, this is equalized content. It's just your paradise power that matters here, not your actual character power outside of this new mode. And then as you get higher and higher on the leaderboards and climb up more and more, you get more and more ranked rewards. So these ranked rewards get better and better. And if you get into the top 30, you can get titles, you can get all kinds of really cool things, even gold bars. Like first place gets 150,000 bound gold that they can use for honing. And this resets every single Wednesday. So it's literally a record for the week to see how well you did in the new paradise mode. And you get a whole bunch of really cool stuff that you can use for your character, either cosmetics or for progressing your character power outside of this mode, which is really cool. And then the last layer of paradise is hell. This one requires keys to get. The keys themselves are kind of hard to get in general. They sometimes will drop. You can also go over to this vendor and buy the hell keys as well if you really want to, so you can actually get these hell keys. And this is the last layer of paradise that you'll do, which is kind of like your challenge mode to see how far you can descend. So you're not gonna be doing this all the time, but you definitely want to have this prepared. So once you have a key, you click the hell key and it will unlock this, and then you'll be able to descend. Now, depending on the quality of the key, you'll have more or less descents possible, and it'll be based on your item level as well. But this is where you get even more. So with the Crucible, we got a good amount of like, like farming materials and bonus materials that help you get stronger. So like the honing material selection chest is really nice. All of that is really cool. And then when you go into hell, you can see you have all these like materials that you can use to make your character stronger, including some of the Chaos Dungeon style things like the necklaces. You can even get process stones for adding quality to your gear and things like that. So once you're ready, you descend down into hell. And again, this is also a very fast activity. So you have a key, occasionally you'll jump down, and then basically the way it works is the rarity of the key determines how many times you can descend. And then when you descend, so if you look at the left side of the screen, top left corner, you'll notice that I went from the lobby to floor 15, which is pretty lucky. So you get a random amount of descent from 1 floor to 20 floors every time you descend. So you could get unlucky or you get lucky, but you just keep descending. As you go further down, you get more and more rewards. The enemies get harder. There's no time limit on this. You can take as long as you need, but obviously you need to be able to kill the enemies. And so as you go into higher tiers of hell and you go deeper down into the underground floors, you just get this scaling tower that goes lower and lower. And at the end, once you're done fighting off all the monsters, you get to your last descent. So I made it to floor 78 on this run. You get a boss. You just have to kill off the boss, and then chests will appear in front of you. And what's really cool about this is you get a choice of chest depending on what you need most. You can't take all the chests, but say you need one resource more than others. So if you need like accessories or chaos stones for quality, or you need shards, you can choose the thing you need most, grab that chest, get the loot, and you're good to go. So it's got these 3 tiers of very short activities. You know, your maximum 2-minute run, your maximum 60-second run, and then this super fast hell run that gives you all your loot, and all of that comes together to give you a really nice option. And that's not all they did. They added in new promotional events, new event quests. There's a new challenge event that you can do, which is really cool, that allows you to progress your characters. They also gave out a free power pass, as they usually do with major content updates. So you can boost a character up to 1585, and then you can do this new event that allows you to go from 1585 to 1660, which gives you a a bunch of boosts, get you caught up with everything, which is really cool, and get you caught up with the content that you're doing. On top of that, they did add an additional layer of solo raids. So if you didn't know, solo raids have been in the game for a while. They are nice for helping people to do old content. So say I go to like Legion raids down here, you go back to the originals. It's been years since Vulcan came out, or Vicus came out, or Clown came out, or original Brelshaza. All these bosses are pretty old, but if you're new, they're still new to you. And so they added in a separate mode that is solo. So you'll notice that you have your normal mode, your hard mode, then you have your super hard challenge mode that's balanced, and most players are not going to do it. But then you have solo mode as well, which is basically a reduced version that is meant for just your single character that will give you resources and results, which means that if you're just starting, you can do the solo mode version of the raids, learn the mechanics, work your way up, do your paradise, do your one chaos dungeon, your one guardian raid, and then you're good to go, get whatever event rewards or login rewards you want, and you're ready to log out. So they definitely reduced the requirement of what your characters do every day. They made it a lot more interesting with paradise and reworking the guardian raids and the chaos dungeons, and they also have continued to add solo mode and even added in more rewards, more bonuses, more bosses into the solo mode as well. They also added in, which I have not gotten to yet, they added in Aegir as part of the solo mode as well. So now you can do Aegir as part of Act 1. So you can go all the way up to Act 1. It's only the most recent 2 raids that you can't do solo. And I guess, of course, the epic raid with Behemoth that you can't do solo either. So all of those are kind of locked in, but you have a very easy path. Like if you wanted to, if you're brand new to Lost Ark right now, you could jump in the game, play solo mode raids, do your paradise, try to climb the leaderboards, and progress until you're ready to get caught up to the current content and do some of the raids, which I highly recommend because, again, it is one of the best, if not the best, PvE encounter, combat and raid encounter design of any MMO you can find in the market. You just have to be able to, put up with the grind and the progression, which they're working on making a lot better, as you can see. So let me know what you think about Lost Ark. If you're someone who's trying it for the first time and you like the changes, if you're someone who's coming back to the game after having been away for a long time, finally checking it out, and let me know what you think about the game. Is it still not ready to return for you, but you're kind of interested? Or maybe you're someone who's been a returning player, you decided that now is the time with all the changes, and it's worth coming back for all the cool new things that you can do. Let me know where your head is at on this game in general down below in the comments. If you found value in today's video, leave a like down below, leave a comment for the algorithm to help this video get seen by more people, and don't forget to check out my other channels for other content and other stuff and other things.